Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Valheim. This is the fourth episode of the series. Now, you'll notice you can't hear any background sound. That is because I accidentally recorded this and then lost the audio. So there is absolutely no audio to this, and now I am dubbing over it. So in a moment, I'll bring up the map, I think. But I'm talking about the fact that I am trying to get the portals, or enough resources for the portals, and for the boat. If I can get those two things, then my goal for the day is to go fight the Elder Boss. So the Elder Boss is pretty far away, hence why I need the boat. I've set up one portal here already. This is going to be my little portal house. It's pretty small, so it'll probably only hold about 3 to 5 portals, I would assume. But that one in there I have named as Elder, which means that when I go over to the Elder Boss and I place down my other portal, I'll name it Elder, and then we'll be able to go back and forth between base and the Elder Boss spawning platform. So right now I'm just gathering the resources I need for everything. I want to take this time to apologize for the fact that this has to be dubbed. I don't know exactly what happened that caused me to lose the audio for the footage, but that's how it goes. That's how the world goes around, apparently. So right now I'm going to go repair my axe, I believe. This is all going to be based off of memory. I recorded this hours ago, so we'll see how well I do. But I'm repairing my axe so I can go collect more fine wood, because I need a total of, I think, 70 to do a portal, the boat, and I want to make a fine wood bow as well. So I'm going to need a lot of fine wood to do that. And now I'm going to jump over to another portion of the video so I can narrate that. Alright, so right here I'm entering a burial chamber because I need more Surtling cores in order to make another portal. So I'm just going to collect some things, kill some skeleton action here. Now I forgot to bring my stag breaker here, which is that massive hammer that I slam on the ground to hit multiple enemies at a time. But the mace, the bronze mace, gets the job done really well. Maces are very effective against skeleton because I believe they have like a bludgeoning damage or something equivalent that just does more damage to them, as opposed to like shooting a bow at them doesn't do a whole lot. So I'm just going around collecting these Surtling cores. Technically I have everything I need now, but I'm going to keep searching through the chamber because I don't want to leave one half completed in case I need to go back in the future. And I might as well collect the resources I can while I'm here. So now I'm going to run over to the other side. There is only 2 branches in this one. So I'm going to head over to the right, and then I'm going to head back over straight, take a shot from that skeleton, and just beat the crap out of it. It didn't stand a chance anyway. Alright, so now I'm heading through, picking up the mushrooms, getting more mushrooms, because they're going to be useful for crafting up fun food sources in the future. Now, you can see a skeletal remain in here, or the rancid remain, sorry. So I'm just going to kite based on his attack range, and deal with that small skeleton first, because they can be a pain in the neck. But as long as I hit twice, back up, he can't hit me. He's got nothing on me. I kind of risk it a little bit by sticking around for that 3rd swing to finish him off, but it luckily did enough damage. So now I'm going to go in, collect the treasures, reap my rewards. And here I mentioned I would love to be able to grab one of those swords off the wall. I think that would be really cool. It would be nice if there was like weapons you can find just kicking around, that kind of thing, or almost like an Excalibur situation where you have to go on an adventure and find it in one very specific spot, probably fight through some monsters to get there. But I think it would be really cool. Of course, to my knowledge, there's nothing like that in the game. And now I'm talking about how far I have to go to the Elder. I'm going to use that upper portion of water, not the water right next to my base, solely because the path to the Elder is going to be much faster instead of going all the way around the continent. Because the continent I'm on goes pretty far down in that southeast direction, which is just not ideal. And then I'm heading down here, and I took a note to mention that this is the largest copper deposit I have ever seen. Again, I haven't played a ton of this game, but this is a huge freaking deposit. So I'm just marking it on my map as a large copper deposit. In the future, I might come here with a like a cart or a boat and just fill up the inventory with copper. I think that would be a decent use, and now I know that I need to collect a little bit more wood in order to craft up a workbench. So I'm going to go ahead and collect all of that. I only need 10 for the workbench. Now I can guarantee you my commentary in the moment was a lot better when I was doing all of this, but unfortunately I am stuck with just doing this off of reacting to what's happening on screen instead of being able to talk over it in the moment. I'm just trying to find a spot where I can actually place down this goddamn workbench, and I happen to find the sweet spot on this hill. Sometimes it can be pretty hard. And you want to place the boat kind of far into the water because it does sink a little bit when it drops in. And if that goes down and hits land, then it takes damage. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. Now I'm just going to hop in. And this is the boat. It's all pretty straightforward. You got a little storage system, which is nice. I load up the materials I need for the portal. I do need to collect a little bit more Grey Dwarf eyes on my way through. But those are so easy to come by, and I figured I would take less than I need because I'm guaranteed to get some on my path. So now I'm going to start boating here. So you can see on the right there, I was pointing it out a moment ago, the little wind icon with the circle around the boat. That tells me that the wind is coming from that direction relative to my boat. So I want to make sure I keep the wind in that kind of bronze circle, because that means I'm actually going to be moving forward and going quickly. If the wind is in that little black section in front of the boat, then I'm not really going to go anywhere. And then above that, you see the sail, which tells me how drawn my sail is. Is that word? I don't know sailing terms. But basically how open my sail is. And then at the very smallest increment, it is just basically paddling with the steering mechanism to kind of propel myself through the water. There is also a reverse option here, but it's more for stopping than anything else, or backing up out of essentially your parking space and your docks and whatnot. So now I'm just going to carry on. The only thing I have to worry about is the possibility of sea serpents, because now I am in the ocean biome, which you can see in the top right corner where it says top right corner of the minimap where it says ocean. So that means that sea serpents can spawn and attack me. Now I've never seen one before, but I am pretty nervous at this point to see if I'm going to encounter one. I don't want to, but if I do, at least I have my bow and arrow. I think that'll be my only real means of defending myself. Now this isn't the largest boat I have access to, so I am just kind of trying to get through without taking damage here, because if I don't know the health of this boat, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty low, so I don't want it to break on me. And I also learned at this point that with the period and comma keys, you can actually zoom in and zoom out of your minimap in the top right. So that's really useful information to have. So I see that the Elder is pretty close to me on the map. Now I should have zoomed in because this turns out to not actually be the island with the Elder on it. So I go through a whole process of running around and not actually getting anywhere. So I'm going to cut to where I actually find the Elder. Alright, so this here is the spawning platform for the Elder. It is very bizarre that it's on an island all to its own, which is why I was struggling to find it. But this is actually going to pose quite a challenge, because usually I make an outpost kind of close to the Elder, but not quite on it. And this one, I don't really have that option. I'm either on it or I'm not. So I need to take care of these Grey Dwarfs, the Brutes, and the Greylings and whatnot. The fire damage is obviously the best. Now this fire damage with the fire arrows is also really good against the Elder boss, as the boss is made of wood. This is like a giant treant boss, which is really cool actually, and you'll see it later in this video because I do manage to fight it in this one. The Elder requires the ancient seeds, which I will show you later as well, right before we do it. But it requires the ancient seeds to spawn, much like the Ichthir used to deer trophies. This one uses 3 ancient seeds. And you can see I'm missing shots left, right, and center with my bow here. That's because I'm a master at what I do. This is why you guys watch my content, right? Because I'm a pro. So I'm going to go ahead and just collect the resources. And then I'm going to head over. There's a little island just a little bit southeast. Well, it's more of a big rock than anything. Not so much of an island, but I want to go there, and I'm going to set up my base in that spot because I can kind of swim across this water here, which I'll show you. The thing about swimming is you want to make sure you don't run out of stamina. In this one, I made a bit of a dumb mistake, and I went with not quite enough mana, so I had to stop against this rock. Luckily, it was enough for me to stand and regain some stamina. Because if you run out of stamina while you're swimming, you start to drown, and that is not ideal. Not ideal in the slightest. So now I'm just going to head over to this other little rock sticking up here. It's actually a tiny portion of land, which is interesting. But I'm going to post up here, and then I'm going to swim all the way over to that large rock in the distance. You can also see a shaman in the distance, which I tried to shoot at, but then it disappeared. I was going a little high on the shot anyway, so it doesn't matter. So now I'm swimming across the water. When I get over there, I'm going to set up the portal. I'm going to set up a little bit of a wall, nothing crazy. And then I'm going to go ahead and swim back to the Elder, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, so it's checklist time. Things you need for the Elder. The 3 ancient seeds, those are going to be your requirement to spawn it. I'm taking a hammer in case I need to do some building or fortifying of anything. I got lots of fire arrows, those are going to be super effective. I got my fine wood bow instead of just the regular core wood one. I got an axe in case I need to chop down trees to do more building with the hammer. I've got my mace and my shield as my primary melee weapons, though I'm not really going to use them in the fight. I don't plan to anyway. I built myself a troll hide leather cape. Ideally, I would have full troll hide armor, but I just don't have the necessary components to do the helmet and the pants just yet. Later in this episode, I do manage to get a hold of some pants, but that's after I actually fight the boss, because as you can see over there, a little bit with my... If I look up ever, instead of just staring at the rock, yeah, there's a troll over on the Elder Island there. So I'm going to go kill him, and then I will be able to get the pants after the fight. But we jumped on over. All right, so now we're getting ready to do the fight, and we're going to hit number 6 to burn all of our ancient seeds. I'm a little preemptive on the draw here. I start to draw back my bow way too early. You should wait a little longer to preserve stamina. You can see I even made that decision a little late there. But now, as it stands up, you get a good few pot shots on it, so it's super easy damage really early on. So its first attack here... Actually, I don't know what that was. I'm sure it does something, but I don't know. So this motion where he kind of raises his arm from the ground up spawns all these roots, kind of tendril things. And they will smack you if you stand too close, so as soon as he spawns those, you want to run away. And then this other attack he's doing with the vines that he's shooting out, those can't go through these pillars, so you're going to want to stand behind those, or if your Elder spawn is nearby some trees, you can go ahead and hide behind the trees as well. He will break the trees and not these pillars, so if you, well, frankly, if you want to collect some wood nice and easily, you can make him do the destruction of that. He might even damage stone and copper, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. If you get lucky enough to have a copper deposit, let me know down in the comment section below. And then I'm going to take a few more shots, and every single time he does the spawn, you just want to run to the next pillar. He'll fire more tendrils. He doesn't really track you very easily when you're hiding behind the pillar. But the pillar is kind of your best armor. And in this fight, because I'm using the bow, I did go with the boar meat, deer meat, and honey combo. The honey is for all the stamina that it gives me. It's really, really helpful when you're using a bow. And as an archer, that is my main weapon. And then the meats are for a little bit of health increase for the occasional time that I do take a hit, which I do every now and again. In fact, I think oh no, I didn't. I think I get hit soon. So now he's going to come over and try to stomp on me, because that's another attack he does. Now, you don't want to be fooled into thinking you can just easily roll out of the way. It has quite a large AoE, so I'd be very, very careful when he does his stomp. And I believe it's really effective against shielding as well, so you might not have a great time trying to block it. I didn't manage to get off that last shot, but you want to make sure that you fire at full draw, so you're getting maximum damage out of your attacks. I know obviously the fire damage helps out a lot as well, but the full draw really deals just bonus damage, which is really nice. It also makes it easier to hit your shot because it does go straighter. Oh yeah, there we go, I got hit. You can see I take quite a bit of damage. That was almost 30 damage just with that one hit. So you do want to be very, very careful. You don't want to get caught out by his tendrils. Or by anything that he does, honestly. I think the stomp does the most damage, but I might be wrong there. And yeah, this is just a game of dodging and weaving. It's not particularly difficult as a boss fight, because there's a really easy strategy to use. But yeah, just standing behind the pillars is the best way to go. And I'm going to show you guys as I finish the fight here. Again, unfortunately, you guys can't hear the audio, but it is pretty well designed. The audio is really good for the cues for when you want to be hiding and dodging and stuff. If you're not looking at the Elder, the audio cues help out a lot. So now I'm trying to avoid getting stomped on, and his roots should start disappearing over there. Yeah, they just did, so now I have more room to run. That was all part of the plan. And now I'm just going to go and hide behind this other pillar, because he spawned the roots in the middle of the thing, which is not ideal. You want to stick to the perimeter as often as possible so that it's easier to dodge, or easier to run away from the roots, because the roots will swing. They have pretty big attack radius, so I'd be careful of where you let them spawn. But he's almost dead, so it'll just take another few shots here. I think just 2 more, maybe 3. Maybe more than that if I keep taking these half-drawn shots. Jesus, I'm not even taking my own advice. So much hindsight here. Hindsight 2022. All right, just 1 more shot here. And the burn will put him down. So yeah, that's a pretty straightforward boss to kill. And at this point, you gather your the trophy from him, which is kind of the key. This is going to give you the buff that he has access to. And then he drops this swamp key. So you can attack him multiple times to get more swamp keys. I believe you use them to go into some sort of dungeon system in the swamps, but I have not done that before. This is as far as I've gotten, so now I am just as blind as you guys are. So if you have any suggestions down in the comment section for me to take on the swamp, feel free to let me know. Now I'm just going to hang up the skull right on the trophy hook. It allows for faster wood cutting. Now I do believe Ep.4 is significantly better than this ability, but I do take it because I plan to do a lot of resource gathering soon, and the wood cutting is going to help out with that. But Ep.4 is overall much better, especially if you plan to do a lot of travel. So I'm glad they give it to you early game, because you do have to run around a lot. But the wood cutting is going to be really helpful too. So if you haven't constructed a base by now, the Elder active buff will help out a lot. And that's where I'm going to end this episode. I do read up on the bosses here. It looks like I have a giant blob, a dragon, and some sort of lich-looking motherfucker. Oh, sorry, YouTube. Don't screw me over. So I'm just going to read the blobs thing. Wanderer, look to your feet that tread upon our tomb. 1,000 bones without their meat will drag you to your doom. So it's going to be a lot of skeletons in the swamp, I think. I think there's also draugrs, but don't quote me on that. And without further ado, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you liked it, hit that like button down below. If you didn't, leave a comment down below, because there's no dislike button anymore. So let me know what I can do better. Without further ado, have a lovely rest of your day, evening, morning, afternoon, and night. Bye-bye.